Hello, my name is Mike, and welcome to Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden. This game showed up a while ago, and it immediately caught my eye, because it was described as an XCOM style game, but the protagonists are a duck and a boar. That's definitely unique. If you can imagine playing XCOM with farm animals, you've got a pretty good idea of how the game goes. You've just got 2 or 3 heroes you're playing as, and the gameplay is pretty similar to that, but I think it improves on the formula a bit. I played around a bit on normal, and it was pretty unforgiving. It was really difficult. I struggled a lot playing on normal, so I'm just gonna go in on easy this time around. Enemies will do a little less damage, and will regenerate more health after combat, so I don't have to use health packs in between missions. We'll just do easy. And if you think playing on easy is a bad idea because it's not gonna be a challenge, I assure you, there is still a challenge here. I was having a lot of difficulty even after I switched the difficulty down to easy. It's not that easy. So this is how the game starts off. You're in control of 2 characters, Dux the Duck and Boorman the Boar. It's pretty straightforward, their names. You were wandering around this, I wouldn't say it's a large open world, but there is a little bit of control moving around, gathering resources so you can improve your weapons and craft some decent upgrades. But that's not where the majority of the gameplay comes from. We'll scrounge around for some scrap, and we'll progress the story, I'm sure. They'll have a couple of conversations, and we'll talk about the plot of the game. There's a base, return to the Ark. We gotta return to the base with the scrap we've collected. We're trying to improve the base. We're trying to improve our resources, our lot in life. So here we have some basic scrap.
We got ourselves some scrap metal, Boorman. This is worth a lot of grog back at the Ark.
Yep, so there are resources we can walk around and collect, but like I said, this is an XCOM style game. That's where the majority of the combat comes from. So here we have the first optional combat. I think we might be able to sneak around this one. We might not need to engage in these guys. I do like how there are some optional combats. You don't have to get involved. But I do know how the game plays out. There's a level 1 Butcher here and a level 1 Marauder here. I think it's 2 basic enemies. One of them is melee only, one of them is maybe ranged weaponry. So we'll just plan out how we're going to attack them. We see the Butcher walking around, the Marauder's standing there. So if we could ambush the Butcher silently, we could kill him before the Marauder even knows we're here. So here we have the Butcher. We're going to activate right now. So now we have the option of activating our units, springing a trap, and we will do that right now. Dux will be able to shoot this guy with his silenced crossbow, and I'm hoping the guy in the back doesn't notice. We'll aim at this guy, we'll fire our weapon, we have a 100% chance to hit, and we can see it will do 4 points of damage. He will die.
Serves you right.
And it looks like he did not notice. So now we have the option of leaving. We could just take this scrap, and we could just keep on going. Don't even have to fight that guy. But why don't we go ahead and do that anyway? So we'll take some cover. Ah, he noticed us. I didn't get into cover fast enough, so now he has the initiative. He's going to attack me, but he's going to miss. Every character has 2 action points. We have Dux here with the 2 action points. We're going to move Dux into cover with his first action point. Get a little bit of low cover here. And with his second action point, we will attack this Marauder. He's also got 4 points of health. It's a 100% chance to hit, and he will die. And I do like this more than the original XCOM, the XCOM game that was released a while ago, because there are no 89% chances of hitting or anything like that. It's all 25, 50, 75, or 100. And it's very straightforward that way. Do you want to risk a 75% chance? That's your option. But right now, it's a 100% chance to hit, and I want to get rid of this guy. So here we go. And we'll be able to loot that scrap too.
Nailed it.
We have picked up a weapon mod. Haven't done much with the weapon modding yet. I haven't really experimented around. Dux has a decent crossbow, but you have to reload it after every shot, which takes a movement turn. But it's silent, so if you can hit an enemy and kill them before anybody else appears, you can thin out the numbers before the actual battle starts. I really do enjoy that mechanic. Thinning out the numbers before you have to fight the entire horde is a good idea. Boorman has a shotgun, which is not silent. It has to be reloaded after every 3 shots, but it's good for dealing damage to enemies in close range. So now we're back to exploring around. Why am I controlling the boar? I want to control the duck. The duck is my favorite character. I do like being able to play XCOM as a duck. How many games are like that? How many games do you let you play as a duck in general? Not very many of them. Although, I must admit, Borman does have a very, very good voice actor. The voice acting on Borman is probably top-notch. I do like how he narrates most of the story. There are cutscenes that are told from his point of view, and they are very good. The voice acting is, from what I've seen so far, it's been really good. And here we have the game showcasing that there are level 50 enemies in the game. There are 2 level 55 enemies here. And the game is telling you you can sneak around them, you don't have to fight them. Why don't we do that? Yeah. We're only level 1 right now, so fighting them would probably result in our immediate death. Although it's telling that they're level 55 and yet they still only have 12 points of health. Interesting. I know one of them in the back there has 4 points of damage reduction, so our basic attack is going to do nothing to him. Let's not get involved in a fight there. And you have the option of turning on and off your flashlight, which makes you more noticeable. Ooh, what's this? A broken gun, weapons parts. That could come in useful, but let's not get involved in that fight there. Let's keep on going. Here is the next battle. This one seems to be mandatory. It's story required, so we're going to have to get to that cabin, and in doing so, we're going to have to take out these 3 enemies. I see a third one walking around there. There might be more in the back, too. So we have a hunter and a marauder. The Marauder's level, he's only got 4 points of health. The Hunter's got 6. We'll be able to take out the Marauder silently with Dux's crossbow if we can get to him. If there's that third enemy in the back there, if he's got 4 points of health, Dux might be able to take him out as well. He's patrolling around, so he's walking around. Would be easy to pick off if we can ambush him. Yeah, okay. There, the Butcher's coming our way. He's only got 4 points of health. Put Borman in cover here. And swap over to Dux, and strike an ambush. Butcher has noticed us, but it's okay. We're going to take him out right now. 4 points of health. Nobody heard that?
So good.
Nobody heard that. Yes, nobody heard that. And now we've leveled up. And after every level up, we can upgrade our characters. Borman has a couple of different mutations we can unlock if we bank up enough points, but right now we'll just give him the basic health booster. Increases health by 1. And I think Dux has a similar thing. Yes, I can increase his health by 1 right now. There are other upgrades, such as increasing his movement by 2 spaces, giving him flight. That might be useful in the future. He's also got special abilities like knee shot and skull split. He can pin an enemy down or do more damage with critical hits. So they're not... It's a pretty similar system to XCOM's upgrade system. Now that we have taken out that one enemy, we can loot 2 scrap from his corpse. I think it's just the Marauder and the Hunter left, and we're not going to be able to take out one without the other noticing, which is going to trigger a fight. So I'll get Dux in a position here to take out the Marauder. The Marauder only has 4 points of health, so Dux can one-shot him, and then Borman can try shotgunning the guy with 6 points of health. Yeah, Borman's got the shotgun, which is not going to do much at longer ranges, but this is going to be okay, I think. Let's spring the ambush right now. And I have not yet been spotted, so if I want to take it back, if I want to go back into hiding, I have the opportunity of doing that right now, exiting combat. But I am going to activate Dux, and we are going to shoot this Marauder. It says I have a 75% chance to hit. I can improve that if I get closer, but I think this is as close as I'm going to get right now. So we're going to risk it. We're going to fire this weapon right now. And we take him out. And it looks like he has noticed, as I thought he would. Swap over to Borman. Yep, the enemy heard us. And so, if we don't take this guy out, he's going to trigger an alarm. But since he's the only enemy in the area, I don't think I'm going to be worried about that. Borman will be able to shoot at this guy. 75% chance to hit him. And a 30% chance to do a critical hit. And we can see the orange health bar here that if I do have a critical hit, he will get one shot. Although it's not likely to happen. If I hit the 75% chance hit, I will be satisfied. There we go. A solid hit on him. And now it's his turn. He's going to move around. Probably take a shot on Borman. Yeah, he does a solid hit on me too. I don't mind that too much, except for the fact that I do only have 2 or 3 characters at a time. And Dux only has... So he's got 7 points of health right now, and Borman's got 9. And they're pretty easy to kill, so I like to try and avoid getting hit whenever I can. Borman's going to try and fire... Ooh. I was going to have Borman attack this guy, but he's only going to have a 25% chance to hit because he's in cover. So I'm going to try to move around first. Move him exposed. I'm going to have Borman exposed, but it shouldn't be a problem because I'll be able to hit this guy. Yes, 100% chance to hit, and he's down.
Bullseye. Cleanly done.
There we go. Relatively easy combat, and now I hit F to regroup.
Hey, follow me.
There we go. And now we'll salvage this area, pick up some scrap, and see what we can find. You can see here that we picked up a boombox, an artifact from before the world got destroyed. We can use the artifact points to buy upgrades.
Look at this beauty. The ancients left a lot of ugly junk behind, but once in a while you see something like this. Wonder what these buttons are for.
I wouldn't touch it if I were you. I'm not kidding around. Lay off the buttons.
What's up your butt?
That's a bomb, all right. They used to call it a boombox. Touch that red button, and it goes boom.
Don't be pretending you know what any of this...
Oops, sorry to skip the dialogue, but I found a crate here. Might be something good inside. Something called a Gaper, a new weapon. And I got some hand grenades down here. I might be able to swap out their weapon. Both characters are carrying 2 weapons at once. We both have our unique weapons. Dux has his silenced crossbow and Borman has his shotgun. We also have a basic firearm. It's loud. It can deal a decent amount of damage. It can fire 3 times without being reloaded, so it's a good backup weapon for both of them to have. I might swap that out later. Some rare scrap, good stuff. I've explored around this area and I picked up a lot of scrap and raw material components, but I didn't see anything that would further along the plot, so I think that was an optional combat I could have avoided if I wanted to. But I'm glad I participated. It was a pretty easy fight. I was glad to gather the scrap. We'll move on to this area. We're returning to the Ark, so we're to keep on going.
Of course the world ends. You did it to us. When the ice melted, you said nothing. When the plague spread, you did nothing. When the nukes dropped, you became nothing. At least that's what the Elder says. But cheer up. You'll be happy to know that despite your mistakes, life remains. In a small settlement high above a raging river, people are living and thriving. We call it the Ark.
There are lots of cutscenes in this game. After every battle or two, you are treated to a cutscene that furthers along the story or explains a bit more of the game's lore, and I do appreciate that. That is a good reward for every combat. It's really enjoyable to see these cutscenes. They're very well drawn, and Borman does have a really good voice to narrate it, so yes, this is a good design choice. Sadly, I'm going to have to skip it for now. If you were interested in hearing his voice, you'd play through this game on your own. I'm just doing a quick look at it right now, trying to keep this video short. So as the game is telling me right now, there are 2 enemies right here that are waiting for us. A butcher with 4 points of health and a hunter with 6. Won't be able to take them out quietly because they're staring at each other and it doesn't look like they're patrolling. So if I try and take one out, the other will notice. But those 2, despite being the first ones I see, might not be the only enemies here. We'll walk around and see if there are any other enemies that would reinforce them and take them out quietly before we start an actual combat. Ooh, I found a visor in this abandoned building off the side. It gives me a 25% increase in accuracy. I think I'll give that to Dux, since he's going to be trying to take out these skill shots. He's going to try shooting enemies silently, and I need him to not miss with these shots. So in the menu, we'll give him the helmet, 25% added to weapon range. Do that. Yes, there we go. So, yeah, I think that hat's a little silly, and if I had a choice, I wouldn't wear it, but because it gives me a stat bonus, I will be wearing it, and I'll be wearing it happily. Medkit on this corpse. It's a good thing I'm finding these things. Medkits and grenades are not replenished after every mission. If you use it, it's gone. So being able to scrounge or buy more is important, and it's a good resource to not try and waste. If you can avoid using med packs, it's something you want to do. Here we go. Here's a marauder with 4 points of health, walking around. Nope. Okay, didn't get Dux and the hog into cover fast enough, so now it's the 3 of them against the 2 of us, unless there are more out there. And here's a 4th enemy, a marauder. Yes, okay. So they're all relatively weak enemies. They've only got a few points of health each. They're all level 1, but I would have preferred to take them out quietly. Take them out before combat started, because if I take damage, I'm going to use my health packs. And if I use my health packs, I'm going to be short on them when I need them. So Borman, no chance to hit that one, no chance to hit most of them. First things first, why don't we have Borman walk over here, and now he'll be able to flank this guy right next to him, activate him, and we'll shoot him. 30% chance to finish him off, but at least a 100% chance to injure him. There we go. It's not like XCOM where you're pointing a gun at someone point blank and they're still able to dodge. If you can see them, there's a good chance you'll hit them. And we'll move Dux over here pretty far away, but because we gave him the visor, he might be able to hit this guy 100% chance. Yes, he can. Finish him off. But sadly, because I only have 2 troops right now, it's their turn.
That was a good kill.
Here comes the Marauder. I do have the option of fast forwarding through the enemy's turn, which is good when there are several enemies on the playing field. Borman takes a little bit of damage. Here comes the Marauder, and now it's our turn again. Borman, first part of his turn, going to shoot this butcher.
Some more?
Sally did not kill him. Dux has 2 points as well. The first point is going to be spent reloading, because we have to reload his crossbow every time we fire it, and then we'll fire at this guy. The crossbow is probably not the best weapon to use in intense combat. He does have a second weapon I could be using that's pretty good, but not silent. But I do like the thought of using a duck with a crossbow. Borman's a bit of a tank. He can take a beating. He can take a pretty big hit every once in a while. But I'd like to prevent him from taking any more damage if I can. What's the best way I can do about this? How do I go around this? Let's see. I could go over here. I might be able to get a good vantage point on this Marauder. Maybe not. Or maybe that one. We'll try it. We have a 25% chance to hit this guy who's in high cover. And no chance to hit that guy, so not great. Well, why don't we throw a grenade? We have a Molotov cocktail. Now is probably not the best time to use it, but now is a good time to show that off. It'll do damage to an enemy and a cluster of enemies. But it's not going to hit a cluster of enemies today, it's just going to hit that one guy. And it's going to do some damage over time to him. Now, Dux has to reload again. And he'll fire at 50% chance, no chance to hit. Why don't we put him in Overwatch? So if any enemies move around, he'll be able to shoot at them.
Overwatch.
Just like in regular XCOM. He's moving around, he was taking fire damage, so he's down to 2 points of health, and Dux killed him in Overwatch. Marauder took a shot on Dux, but missed because Dux is properly in cover. Now Borman, move around a little bit to get a good shot on this guy. And I don't have to reload my shotgun just yet. My scattergun still has 1 shell in the case, so 100% chance to hit this guy, but not likely to kill him. What if I swap to the other weapon? This weapon is a little more powerful. I think it's got less range. It will kill him 100%.
Got you. We did it!
It's nice to have assurances like this compared to XCOM. It's really nice to be able to be guaranteed that you're going to be able to kill somebody every once in a while. So that's the basic mechanics of the game. The further along the story you go, you find tougher enemies. There was a couple of enemies I found that were really difficult, like summoner enemies that were able to summon 3 reinforcements, which is really difficult to handle. If they're on the field, you probably want to take them out. There were also medbots that tried to revive fallen enemies, which was really difficult when paired with the summoner. I would take out the summoner, spend all of my turn taking out the summoner, and then the medbot would revive him. So there are a lot of different threats and a lot of different ways to play around with this. I do like the mechanic of being able to take out enemies, making battles easier for yourself before you engage. I'm probably going to be playing a fair bit of this game. Might be one of those games I play all the way to the end. It feels like those games are becoming more and more rare, but this might be a rare game that entices me to do so. I hope you enjoyed this first look at Mutant Year Zero, and until next time, my name is Mike. Thank you for watching.